We have received lots of requests to film the new CRV, and it's easy to understand why. It is the best-selling model in the thriving compact crossover class, but there are several rivals nipping at its heels. As such, Honda wasn't content to just evolve the CRV. Everything is completely new this year. This review will cover all of the new features of the CRV, and the LX, EX, EX-L, and Touring trim levels. So let's see if the new Honda CRV has what it takes to stay on top. We are happy to announce that we will now be filming Honda reviews, thanks to our new partnership with Gates Honda, located here in Richmond, Kentucky. If you would like to find out more information about their dealership and large inventory of Hondas, then click the link to their website provided in the video description. The new CRV has the same key fob as the outgoing model, which is not a bad thing since it feels premium. Believe it or not, remote start is actually included on all but the base LX model. Likewise, smart entry is also on all but the LX. Just press this sensor to lock the doors, and grab the handle to unlock. Now let's pop the hood and see what's new for the powertrains. Under the hood, you'll find one familiar engine offering, and one new offering. The 2.4-liter 4-cylinder engine that used to power all CRVs now only powers the base LX trim level. It produces 184 horsepower and 180 pound-feet of torque. Most buyers will get the new turbo engine since it is standard on the other three trims. That engine is a 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, which makes 6 more horsepower than the base engine at 190, and about the same amount of torque. Both these engines are mated to continuously variable transmissions with simulated gear changes, and power is put to the ground by either the front wheels or all 4 wheels. If you're wondering what's the purpose of the turbo engine since the power is pretty much the same, well, the answer is fuel economy. While the base engine gets 26 city, 32 highway, 28 combined, the turbo adds 2 mpg to each of those numbers at 28 city, 34 highway, 30 combined. All models do get fuel-saving measures like active grille shutters and an eco assist mode. Anyways, now let's check out all the new features on the outside. The CRV has always been a conservative vehicle, but for 2017, Honda stepped out a lot more. Up front, we have an all-new grille design, which looks a lot more aggressive than before. On the EX and higher, you're going to find this exact grille, but on the LX, you'll find one with bars across it instead. The chrome on the grille connects right into the headlight unit. While all models get these LED daytime running lights, Most will get halogen headlights, except for the Touring with full LEDs. Fog lamps come on the EX and above, and Touring adds a chrome accent around them. The ground clearance is 7.8 inches for two-wheel drive and 8.2 inches for all-wheel drive, both good for the class. Coming to the wheels, you have much more dramatic choices than the last gen. Every model gets alloy wheels, with the LX getting 17 inches and the EX and above getting these 18 inches. Those same trims can upgrade to 19-inch diamond cut alloy wheels for an even more upscale look. The brakes are 11.1-inch ventilated disc in the front and 10.2-inch solid disc in the rear. And the tires are all seasons, of course. Coming to the mirrors, they are body colored and heated on the EX and up. They would be black on the LX. A blind spot monitoring system is also offered for the first time on the CRV, instead of the old lane watch camera system. The new CRV is 180.6 inches long, so it gained about 1 inch over the old model. That also makes it shorter than the RAV4 or Rogue, though that doesn't mean it has less interior space, as you'll see later. The people in the interior will be very safe thanks to a lot of new safety gear for 2017. While not standard on every trim level like the RAV4, the Honda Sensing Suite comes on EX and above, which captures the majority of buyers. That system includes forward collision warning with automatic braking, lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control with low speed follow, and automatic high beam headlights. These features help the CRV score the highest possible rating of Top Safety Pick Plus 2017 from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. By the way, the Touring adds some chrome accents on the side. Coming around back, you'll see the styling is a lot more dramatic than the outgoing model, but there's still a family resemblance. All trims get this nice chrome accent, which connects nicely into the reshaped taillights. It looks like the brake lights are LED, but not all of the components. This element reminds me the most of the outgoing model. This area is silver painted on every trim level, but you'll have to upgrade to the Touring to get exposed dual exhaust. The tow rating is 1,500 pounds for both engines, and that's right in line with the competitors. Your rear wiper and rear spoiler. We don't have them, but silver roof rails are available on the Touring. All four configurations of the CRV have different fuel ranges from the 14-gallon fuel tank. The most efficient version pairs the turbo engine with front-wheel drive for 420 miles of range, and our version with all-wheel drive reduces that to 406. I'll edit in the other two. The inside has been changed even more than the outside, so let's go ahead and check it out. Compact crossover interiors tend to be hit or miss, but this one is definitely a hit. Even without getting in, you can already tell how much the interior has moved upscale. For color choices, you have ivory, black, or gray, with cloth seats on the LX and EX, and leather seats for the EX-L and Touring. The door trim also punches above its weight. The materials remind me of the Acura RDX, except that the design looks even better. And that car doesn't get this very realistic looking wood trim either. The front two windows are automatic up and down. You also have two-person memory seats, which are standard on the EX-L and Touring trim levels. For seats, you will find these 12-way power adjusting seats with 4-way lumbar on all but the base LX. The leather seats are perforated, and you have a nice stitching pattern. Looking around the inside, the upscale vibe is undeniable. The old interior was pretty nice, but this one definitely elevates things. The entire upper area is all soft touch, as is this middle section as well. You've got more faux wood trim, and everything in here just fits together really well. The push-button start system comes on all but the LX. Those same models also get this large 7-inch display with a new tablet-like design. Like just about everything else in this car, these digital gauges are on all but the LX. The old model used to have that secondary screen thing on the dash, but now those functions are found in here. Using the steering wheel controls, you can change between many of their traditional sections. If you have all-wheel drive, you can also watch the power split here, so that's pretty cool. The steering is electric power rack and pinion, and the wheel itself is leather wrapped on EX-L and above. Up here you have the standard affair of controls, but this one is actually touch sensitive. On the right side you have the adaptive cruise controls, and then buttons for the screen and lane departure warning. The steering wheel also tilts and telescopes. There is another cluster of buttons over here, 2 of which are for the other safety systems. Cars in this class are expected to have versatile storage, and the CRV lives up to that expectation. This setup is pretty similar to the MDX since this piece slides. The 2 areas are connected underneath, so it makes for a bigger area than the competitors. You also have 2 USBs, one which is higher voltage for charging, and a 12-volt outlet. There's another 12-volt outlet up here inside of this open bin. The signature CRV shifter is one of the reasons why there can be so much storage. If you pull back past D, there is a low and sport mode, but there aren't any paddles for manual selection. Every CRV does come with a multi-angle backup camera, and on EX and above it has dynamic grid lines. These buttons switch between the 3 views. For 2017, Honda also added this electronic parking brake, and even cooler is this brake hold feature. If you press this button, it will hold down the brake pedal for you, like at a red light for example. This is a pretty uncommon feature even on luxury vehicles. Above the shifter are the climate controls, which are automatic on every trim. On the LX they are single zone, but all the rest get this dual zone setup. Pressing the climate button brings you to the other functions, for those of you who want to manually control stuff. Overall, it's easy to understand. And once again, all but the LX get 3-stage heated front seats. In case you're not picking up on this, the EX is the undisputed value leader. On the EX-L, you get an 8-speaker, 180-watt audio system. Sound quality is pretty good. Now that brings us to the Honda Link system, which most CRVs will have. Let's take a quick look at this system. This is the main home screen, and you have touch-sensitive buttons on the side of the screen for quick access. There are several pages which are empty, but you can actually add your own selection of apps and widgets to them. And across the top is a status bar which will always stay there. Heading into audio, I have my phone connected through the standard Bluetooth, so everything can be controlled here or on the steering wheel. Here are your other source options, which is a pretty lengthy list. Next, in phone, things are pretty much the same as they were in the last gen CRV. Contacts automatically sync over, and searching can be done quickly through this tab setup. The system itself is also a lot more responsive. Or if you would rather use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, you can now do that. In addition to having a more familiar interface, those systems give you access to the navigation functions from your phone. Otherwise, you would either have to buy the Touring or option on integrated navigation onto the EX-L. That's all I'm going to cover in this video, but if you want to check out a deeper dive into this system, then check out our dedicated Tech Help segment. A link to that is provided in the video description. The rearview mirror is auto-dimming on the EX-L and Touring. And the HomeLink universal remotes are separated up here. This moonroof is another impressive feature. While it's not panoramic like some of its competitors, it is standard on the majority of models. Most rivals make you pay at least $1,000 for this. So overall, I'm extremely impressed by the new CRV's cabin. The thing that strikes me the most is that when you are on top, you don't have to make big changes, but Honda did anyways. The cabin feels undeniably upscale, there's tons of space, and exceptionally high feature content. So color me impressed. Now my brother will show you the rest of the CRV.
On the back door trim, you won't see a big sacrifice in material quality over the front. All this bottom portion is leather stitched, and you get some more of that faux wood. These back windows are just power. Now in the back of the new CRV, you'll get 40.4 inches of legroom and 39.2 inches of headroom. That's an over 2-inch improvement over last gen, and about 3 inches larger than both the RAV4 and Rogue. Not to mention, these seats are extremely comfortable. Once you get in, you'll find a pretty luxurious rear seat. In the center area, you'll find some vents. Plus, below that you have 2 smart charging USB ports. You've also got a comfortable rear armrest and some cup holders inside. Here's your dome lighting. The headliner is pretty nice. And this is your assist grip. So like I mentioned, legroom in the new CRV is great for the class. That reflects here since I have room to completely stretch out. Sliding over, even with the seat all the way back, there is ample room. The CRV's rear seat honestly is a step above the rest. It feels like a luxury SUV through and through, except for the shockingly affordable price tag. Making our way to the cargo area, you'll find a power tailgate on EX-L and Touring. You can of course do it through the key, or with the foot activated feature on the Touring. With it open, you'll find 39.2 cubic feet with the second row in place, and 75.8 cubic feet with that folded. That once again is a class-leading metric, with around 10 cubic feet more space than that of its common competitors. This cargo cover is standard on all but the LX. And you get some lights back here too. You can also fold down the seat backs using the levers on each side. The passenger seat is 4-way power adjusting on EX-L and Touring. All of your dash is nicely padded along with that wood trim. The glove box is dampened and pretty good sized. Well guys, we hope you enjoyed our first of many new Honda reviews on this new 2017 Honda CRV EX-L all-wheel drive. Stay tuned for the pricing information of this particular model, as well as the remainder of the CRV lineup. Hit those like and subscribe buttons if you enjoyed, and don't forget to come along with us next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.